You protect us from storms, emergencies, and through every rough moment. But what if your own home purchase becomes vulnerable when the government pauses or goes on a shutdown? By the end of this video, which part of your loan deals are most at risk, especially during a shutdown, and the exact steps you must take to protect your closing. Well, I do this work because I've seen federal employees lose deals over things they didn't expect. But the reality behind the scenes still leaves you exposed. I'll show you what usually breaks and how to actually protect it, how to guard it so you don't get caught in that situation. What can actually be affected in a federal or government shutdown? Number one, employment verification, aka VOE. Lenders must confirm you're employed. But during a shutdown, your HR or the HR systems or the federal database may be inaccessible. No one's there. So that's going to delay steps. Then you have the IRS/tax transcripts. If the IRS systems are down, your lender may struggle to pull the required tax documents because no one's there. Then you have flood insurance and NFIP. In flood zones, NFIP, what is NFIP? National Flood Insurance Programs must be active. If it pauses during a shutdown, closings can stall. Paycheck interruptions or furloughs. Even if the pay is late or restored later, you've been missing paychecks. So yes, that's going to shift your debt to income ratio if they don't know how to do it correctly. Then you have documents and delays because of back-end reviews. Underwriters can freeze files or request additional proof or issue red flags, boom, for government worker status. Now, there is a way around this, but you have to have the right lender who's been through these situations to guide you through. Now, what protections do government employees have?
Like and subscribe.
The Fair Treatment Act says salaried federal employees get retroactive pay after a shutdown ends, i.e., your wages aren't lost permanently. It's a temporary freeze, meaning you'll get it back, you'll get a retro check, but in the meantime, we have to figure out what your income is currently. GSE, Guidance Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, they actually don't automatically disqualify you when someone whose job is impacted by a shutdown. Employment status alone isn't an auto fail, but there's always a but. But note, legal safeguards don't always prevent the process having delays or needing extra scrutiny or misinterpretation. Last year, a GS level park ranger was in mid-closing for a home in the middle of, guess what? A shutdown. And HR's access was restricted. The lender's verification froze. They feared that they was going to lose the deal. They're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? But because we intervened with our alternative documentation and pushed through what's called a manual review, guess what they did? They closed. If they hadn't known which documents to push through, that home would have slipped right through, because when you're on a deadline, especially when it's closing on a home, you can get what's called a final notice or a time of essence, meaning that you have to hurry up and close, or you stole the deal too much, we're going to go take the money that you left in escrow and we're going to go find someone else. So they could have lost their dream home, but they used the right lender and we were able to make it work. So if you're in this situation, all hope isn't lost. You just have to have a lender that knows how to do it. And if you don't, utilize one like me, or just listen to the video because I'm giving you tips on how to avoid it, how to act proactively. If you're in a shutdown situation or you feel like it's coming, these are the things you're going to want to do. One, pre-alert your lender. Let your lender know, wait, hold on. I'm hearing rumors about a shutdown. What can we do? Do this as soon as possible, especially if you know beforehand. So during your initial application, tell them, hey, this is what I do. I work for the FBI. I do this, I do that. And ask them, how are government shutdowns handled? Because they might be coming soon. And if they aren't, that's great. But if they do, I want to make sure we're prepared and I'm still able to get my dream home. Then ask them, okay, that's how you handle it. How are they handling underwriting now? Do we have alternative proof? Maybe you can have extra documentation that's ready, payroll records, extra pay stubs. You can go previous. Maybe you have your payroll do your VOE early to show that, hey, I'm salary, I'm employed, blah, blah, blah. Get your payroll records and make sure they're official. We want official employment letters. Don't give me some handwritten stuff. Get your bank statements, get your union confirmation or agency memos. Get anything you can to make yourself look good on paper that shows you're employed, and get different verifications. Now, document everything. When you hear a shutdown rumors or they say something that's going to impact the shutdown, save it. We want emails, news clipping. True story, we actually used news clippings and sent it in with a letter of explanation on why one of our borrowers wasn't working for over a month because they worked for the federal government. And when they had a shutdown, we sent the news clipping, sent the letter of explanation. And this way, even if the lender decides to sell the loan, they're able to show, hey, this makes sense. This was a shutdown. We have proof from the news article. We have a letter of explanation. The borrower just didn't stop working. This can save a deal. I'm telling you, this is more important than you guys realize. So save anything, especially emails from your agency that shows whether pay is guaranteed or if the systems are just down. Cash reserves are so important in situations like this. If possible, have extra funds set aside to cover delays in closing. It could also help with extra money and to put it in your escrow. Maybe you could put down a little bit more and lower your DTI. So even though you're not able to provide the same income, you can still help out on the loan. Does that make sense?
Like and subscribe.
You can work around a lot of issues if you have the cash, because you can lower the amount you're borrowing, which helps your DTI. Ask for conditional or contingent clauses. Request clauses in your contract that protect you if the HR verification, flood insurance, or tax transcripts are delayed, especially if it's a shutdown. You can have your attorney actually put this in your contract, like, hey, if there is a government shutdown and my borrower isn't able to, or my client isn't able to close because of the shutdown and they're directly impacted, will you give them longer time? Can you give them an extra month or whatever? And a lot of times you'll see some sellers be like, yeah, I don't mind. It's not their fault. They're not doing anything wrong. They're a good borrower. So you want to monitor the IRS systems to see if they're going offline. And if they are, tell your lender, hey, can you get the information now? Because I already have an idea, I have a feeling that the government shutdown is going to affect the IRS. Be proactive. You can get written proof or alternate documentation. All right. So you have to help your lender out in this situation, because your lender has other files. They might not be realizing, like, oh, the shutdown is going to affect particularly your situation. So you have to be proactive. Let them know that, hey, the shutdown's coming. Let them know, hey, maybe they should order the IRS documents now. Okay, you're not 100% sure. Okay, well, I'll order it on your behalf. I'll get it and give them to you. Help your lender out. Be proactive. Don't let the shutdown affect you, and then you start thinking, oh, I can't do anything, and then you just sit on your hands and do nothing. That's the last thing we want from you. These are some mistakes that slip up, all right? Especially government buyers. Waiting until the shutdown hits to talk to your lender. It's too late. The shutdown hit. You can't get anything. You can't get your documents now because you waited too long. So once you hear the rumors, start acting. Let your lender know that, hey, I work for the federal government, and make sure they understand all of the nuances that could come with that. Now, assuming automatic processing will handle special cases. Just because it's automatic doesn't mean they're automatically going to better get everything. Like, they need help. It's systems. Systems fail. Systems have cracks. They have mistakes. They have issues. Not knowing flood zones, especially not knowing the flood zone dependencies. So is this one that's going to be that we have to get a state or a federal insurance on? If it is, feds cut. These programs get cut too. They get put on pause. Not documenting the furlough. I don't know. I can't repeat that enough. Document everything. Why wouldn't you document the fact that you're being paused and your money is going to be on hold, especially when you know you're buying a house? Document everything. Even if you don't know if you're buying a house right now, document it, because when you're looking to buy a house and they're like, hey, why was your pay stubs different from last year? You're like, oh, there was a furlough. Here's the proof I have of it, of the government shutdown. Because I'm telling you, lenders and as brokers, and we don't remember all the stuff. Like, we can't remember all your information all the times with the government shutdowns, the dates, the exact times. Like, you have to help us help you. Letting anxiety push you into a riskier loan option instead of fighting for your rights. Do not let your lender say, oh, no, you have no other option. It's too bad. You got to take this hard money loan, or you got to take an ARM, or you got to take something that I was not ready for, something that's going to give you a higher interest rate, something that's going to require you to put way more money down. Do not just go with any options. They tell you, fight for what you want, and especially if you have proof. Now, why do these vulnerabilities exist? Even though protections are in place, and it's because, I hate to say it, but because underwriting and systems run on automation. When something is off script, a shutdown, a paused HR system, automations break, files stalls, red flags pop up, and unless you intervene, your deal gets caught in what we call a gap. So this is what I did. I put together a government shutdown home buying guide, more of like some information and paperwork on it. It's not a long guide. It's one piece of paper that gives you tips and tricks specifically for federal and public sector employees. It shows you which parts are most at risk of your deals or most vulnerable, what documents to keep at home ready, saved on a computer, and the airtight steps that protect your closing. Don't wait till your file is stuck. Grab the guide now. The link is going to be below, or text SHUTDOWN HOME to 631-817-HOME, and I'll send it straight to you. You protect your community day in and day out. You don't deserve to lose your home purchase, because of something outside of your control. Use these insights, watch your process, and don't let a shutdown steal your dream home.